Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch and YouTube right now. We'd love it if you join us. Just search for @Tom and Dan Live wherever you get your podcasts.
He's going to be at the Hurricane Party May 31st. You can get your tickets at westinvenue.com.
How many hurricane parties is this? 14, 15, 16? It's a lot.
It's in the teens.
I'm sorry I put you on the spot, but yeah, if you haven't been to the Hurricane Party, it is a festival, basically a festival of reggae here in our beautiful state of Florida, in our beautiful city of Sanford. And on the line with us right now, and I've been wanting to talk to this man for so long. I have been wanting to talk to you since 1994. Dub 56. There's a song called Legal Shot you did with the Toasters. Is literally, I'm getting goosebumps right now. I'm like I'm fanboying big, but on the line with us right now, Coolie Ranx. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Respect, man. I appreciate that, man. That's crazy.
Legal Shot, no, the song Legal Shot, that whole thing.
Yeah.
When that comes, when the horns come in, I still get goosebumps. And then you like, never fear, Coolie Ranx is here. I'm like, wow, he's here. He's here. Like seriously, like that song gets me so hyped. It gets me so, and that was at a time when I had gotten into punk rock and ska, and for some reason, and maybe you can help me with this, it was weird to see a legendary ska band of all white guys, and then I was like, what is this beautiful, authentic Jamaican sound I'm hearing? Why does this sound so authentically real? And that was you, and that's how I came to be introduced to you. So, hey, thanks for being on the show, man.
You're welcome, man. It was a crazy journey to get there, you know. It was a crazy journey to get to the Toasters. Because I was definitely in the hood with all the Jamaicans, you know. That's my environment, that's my upbringing, that's my culture, that's my family, you know what I mean? So getting to the Toasters was like such a diversion from where I was heading. My trajectory was straight Jamaica, you know what I mean? Straight Jamaican dancehall and everything like that.
Yeah.
So when I got into the Toasters, it was just like a dare. Someone dared me to be in the Toasters, a manager lady, because I used to fool around with so many different sounds in the studio. So, you know, I'd let her hear some of the stuff I do. And she was like, well, why don't you try this out? You know, when we go on a tour, they need a front man. They just lost it to front man. Do this and then go back to the dance hall. That was the plan. I wasn't even going to stay there long. I was just going to do this tour, go to Europe, and come back.
Yeah.
And stayed there. Kind of liked it, and left because it was. Then again, it was still weird for me, you know. 'Cause I'm straight hood, right? So it was kind of weird. So I left that time and came back. So that when you see that record right there, that's the second time me being involved with the Toasters.
Yeah, well, there were, and it's interesting to hear me say that as a fan, or hear you say that as a fan, because I kind of would dig in as a young man into ska, and I'd be like, well, he was featuring on some things there, or he was on some tracks, but he didn't seem like a full-blown member. And then I knew he was a full-blown member. I actually got a chance to see you guys at the Milk Bar in Jacksonville.
Okay, yeah.
Man,
okay.
And there were racist skinheads in the crowd, and then the non-racist skinheads came, and then they did their business and handled it all. And I've told the story on our show before, but as a person that did you start in just reggae and then somehow wove your way into punk and ska?
Absolutely. I was straight dancehall, into the dancehall, and then like I said, this manager lady, she dared me, because she see I used to play around with a lot of sounds in the studio. So the Toasters lost their guys. I filled in for two guys, but I wasn't 100% comfortable at that time.
Sure.
And then I went back to the Toasters in the 90s. And, you know, I was like, yeah, when was I the most happiest doing music? And it was the Toasters.
Yeah, but Pilfer, if we could talk about that, the Pilfers, like that is an era or a style of music that I think you and I, Tom and I, were watching an interview with you, and I think you said, and I love the way you said it, it's like you feel like Pilfers are just now getting the recognition that maybe they should have gotten years and years and years ago in ska and reggae or punk even. So, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Because it was, we would play ska shows. The first ska show that we ever played was like, you hear them screaming out in the audience, "That's not ska! That's not ska!" I'm like, whoa. it's something. You know what I mean?
It's something.
Again, I play with a lot of sounds, so you know, we're experimenting with the music. I'm like, yo, do this, slow that down, put in the crunch. You know what I mean? It's just like me experimenting.
Yeah.
And because I had such great musicians around me, you know, it just exploded. I mean, my imagination just could run wild. I wanted to do jungle. I wanted to do skungle, right? So I wanted to merge ska and jungle.
Yeah.
And if not for the musicians that was around me, you know, it could have sounded kind of like what Toasters did with Chuck Berry, because that was my first time trying to do it, but they didn't grasp my concept.
Yeah, and it
Have you heard the Toast?
I know.
Chuck Berry.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So you're saying sort of that you did that, you tried that, but it didn't come out the way that you wanted it because
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
so you know, with this band was it? Sorry, go on.
No, I was just gonna say, how difficult is it though, as a front man, as a singer, you know, when you're joining a band, and again, that wasn't your band. I guess they're bringing you
Right.
in. Like,
Right.
how much pull did you have? How much power did you have within the band to kind of influence them?
Well, to be honest with you, I had a lot of pull if I wanted it.
Yeah.
What the problem was for me personally, I felt that the Toasters had a sound,
Sure.
and that's the institution. Now, for me to go in there and start rearranging that sound and leaving, that's disrespectful to the whole scene.
Yeah. I think you said that perfectly, man. I think you said that perfectly. And then me, again, not to make it about me, but to come back to me as a viewer in '94, or as a listener rather, I'm getting out of high school, I'm listening to that, I'm going to college. I realized that as much as I love the Toasters, I think I was more of a fan of what you brought to the Toasters, if that makes sense. So then when I went and checked out the Pilfers, and I urge everybody to, you'll hear a sound that I honestly believe I liked more because it's you. You know, it's more authentically you.
Exactly. That's authenticity. That's it. Authentically me. Exactly. Now I'm with the Toasters, and I was holding back the range.
Yeah. Well, they're very traditional. They're very traditional, right? Like that is.
Yeah. You know, I just kept it nice, you know, and you know, easy. You know, I was holding the reins back. I couldn't actually go like berserk. You know what I mean? If you listen to Pilfers, even just down to Yakuza, that's a prime example of Pilfers, like me breaking out. I was rapping in there the way I should rap.
Well, it starts with punk rock, right? Yakuza, it starts with like a weird punk rock. It sounds like almost like a fast punk rock song. I'm like, what the hell is this guy?
No. It's the heavy one first. First you hear that.
Yes.
So you're banging, your head is banging already, and then it lifts off. You know what I mean? But I couldn't really do that style because, again, it would be taken away from what the Toasters really do.
Yeah, and it would have. I think you nailed it. I think it would have. If I came to a Toasters show expecting to see pretty traditional style, I mean, that's probably for casual ska people. I feel like the Toasters they're up there. And if I came there and I saw that, I would have been thrown off. I'd be like, this is not. Yeah. I never thought about that. Yeah, Tom.
Coolie, I want to ask you about you voiced Little Jacob in Grand Theft Auto. And,
yes, indeed.
Wow,
so
that's so cool.
What's funny to me is like I know you as a musician, and obviously from listening to ska since I was in high school. And then you're doing this interview with this podcast about Grand Theft Auto, and the person's like, Coolie also does some music that our listeners, because they only know. and then I'm laughing.
You dabble in music, right? Every once in a while.
I'm curious to your experience with that, because Grand Theft Auto is such a huge game globally that did it blow your mind how many people consumed Grand Theft Auto and like were interested in your part in that?
See, I don't even know the limits and the reach of that. I'll be honest with you. I did it, and there was no feedback on my end. There was no. I mean, to this day, I hear some people say, "Oh yeah," but I don't really know the magnitude of it. You know what I mean?
It's interesting too, because I have friends that only found you and your music because of the game.
Wow.
Because I told them, not again, I'm making it about me, but I told them, like, hey, this like, do you know who that is? You know, so have you done any other acting or anything other than that?
I haven't done anything since then. Before that, I was doing some little bit parts in England because I went back to England for a while. So I did some like little cameo stuff. My mother's the film director, so she got me in.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's cool. That's cool,
So
man.
I did that. But no, I haven't done any acting. And I'll be honest with you, acting was like my first passion before music, and I couldn't do any acting over here because I didn't know how to get into it. Music was the easiest thing that I did. So yeah, music. I love music. That's me.
Cool.
But no, I haven't.
I'm curious, and this may be a cliche question that you've gotten asked a bunch of times, but I figured I'm interested to hear your opinion on it. But what do you think about like the white boy reggae and the white guy that is singing in a Jamaican style that is not his real accent,
Right?
but he's mimicking the music that he loves,
Yeah.
and I've
using
heard
using phrases and culturally like things that you know maybe.
yeah.
Trying to get me canceled. I'll give you my honest opinion. You know, Shepard.
Yeah, take it down.
I'm just eating some authentic bread pudding here, which I made myself.
Oh, really? Bread pudding, man.
Yeah,
That's delicious.
it is delicious. It's very delicious.
I got a
Add
sweet
little bit
tooth.
more
I'll
into
eat
it.
me some bread pudding, man. I love
Oh, it's
that.
delicious. So, I think, to be honest, I think anybody can do what the fuck they want. I mean, I don't really care if people like it, sing it. I mean, they probably say the same shit about me. That boy from New York sounding like a Jamaican. He's not born in Jamaica. I mean, even though I have Jamaican parents and shit, they probably say the same shit about me. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna hate on nobody. And I heard some really good artists. So personally, I don't care. I understand how people can say, "Oh, it's appropriation," and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but that's been going on from the beginning of time. What are we gonna do? Not like the music and not sing it?
Yeah.
And it seems like sometimes people get maybe even a little more concerned about that, and then they forget about the music. And the music, going back to what you just said, that's you. That's the most important part. That's why we're here.
Yeah. Do people like it? Like you said, it's like, what do I care? You know?
I mean, they probably want to let me in ska in New York City because ska wasn't the same two-tone.
Yeah.
Probably, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you guys are considered like what? Pilfers is what, third wave? Is that what it's
No,
credited?
we're fourth wave. We started a wave of our own.
I love that. I love that. Oh, you see what he just said? Some people get mad when you say fourth wave.
Well,
I like that. I like that.
You said
We did. We started a wave of our own. No one was doing what we were doing. They're still not doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, they try, but I'm just being honest. Everyone's gonna hate me and say, "Oh, he's this." I'm telling you the damn truth.
No, they're wild records. I urge all of our listeners to go back and check them out. Like, and
I mean-
hey, are you still re-releasing? Or maybe did I read that wrong? Aren't you re-releasing all the Pilfers stuff again, or was it
No.
last year? Or because it's still out there and everybody should find it.
What happened was, I found one song which we did ages ago. No, let me backtrack. Our second album was on Mojo Universal. It was buried for about 27 years.
Good God.
Shelved. So it wasn't, no platforms, no nothing. I was in constant conversation with these guys. They were probably tired of hearing me. But I was like, yo, listen, this is a part of history. You got to put this up, man. And then finally, I got an email saying, "Oh, we're going to put it up on January the 5th, 2024. I swore it was like one of those spam bullshit. Somebody was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, no way, this is not going up there. And then sure enough, January the 5th, 2024, they released Chwala Lang back onto the platforms. That's what you saw. And I'm like, yes, finally, at least somebody can hear it. I mean, it's kind of late, but it's kind of timely at the same time because I've been getting emails from people around the world that are saying, "Oh, I just discovered this band." They think that's a new joint.
It sounds new. I wrote that down to tell you. It's so, I don't like using the term weird because I feel like that's disrespectful, but it's so unique in the way that it sounds. It does sound new. Like there are bands out there that are doing new things. Like for instance, like Turnstile. Like their last couple of albums have been really weird and kind of new. Your record sounds new. That band, your band, sounds like it would hit right now. Are you guys still playing together at all?
Well, we're playing the Hurricane Party.
Well, I mean, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. We didn't know what Incarnation.
We did. Yeah. Full transparency, didn't know when Incarnation, but that's gonna sell some tickets.
It's a Incarnation. But if you got me there, it's the band.
I love it. That's so cool, man. That's really.
I mean,
really cool.
I could say yeah. We have 2 singers, and I still sing like 90% of the song. So
yeah.
Coolie, real quick, as a musician, what are your thoughts on AI music and how I imagine that new musicians will use it as inspiration for writing music? Because I'm not sure if you've messed around with it, but I'm like, for sure, young musicians are going to be creating AI music and then mimicking what they, getting ideas from it.
I don't know if
it's
they
weird.
can escape it at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't escape it. Do I like it? Not really. I mean, I've always taken pride in writing my songs and composing songs and putting the hours in rather than just touch a keyboard and you got a song. That's really effortless, and that doesn't show any creativity. I'm into the creativity, but as you said, you can't fight it. I mean, what am I gonna do? Go into everyone's house and shoot up the block?
Yeah.
That'd be a good video. A video of cool. We'll write the song, but the video is you just driving around house to house and just shooting up people's computers.
Like there's some nerd in there making some AI music. Acid, Coolie Ranx is here.
Oh my God, it's Coolie Ranx.
You're beating their computer.
We gotta find something. What would be more Jamaican? I guess shooting it up. You can shoot it up.
Shoot up the block.
Just shoot it up.
With a flag in my hand too, with a Jamaican flag in my hand.
I like that. I like one big Jamaican flag and he's just shooting it up. Make sure people know where they can get the tickets for Hurricane Party. So.
Yeah, westendvenue.com. Again, it's May 31st. And you mentioned Two Tone. It reminded me, you're still doing Two Tone podcast, correct?
Yes, I'm still doing Two Tone podcast with Jeffro Piskin, Raised Fist Productions.
You guys have a good chemistry. You guys are funny together. You're very funny together. I like the show.
We are very, very, very similar people.
It's good.
He's a younger version of myself. I have grown since, but he's definitely like me.
Yeah,
we are like each other.
It's good, and you guys highlight some of the greatest of the industry on the show. And so if you're into ska and if you're into reggae and into music even, I would definitely give it a listen and definitely check it out.
Thank you for the plug.
Oh, Coolie, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. It's a pleasure.
And we look forward to having you in Florida. I know it's not your first time, but having you in Sanford.
It's a long time. It's a long time in Florida.
Been a minute.
So thank you so much. Yes, because I tried to book the band by myself one time. Said I'm going to start up a booking agency.
We've done a couple of wah-wah-wahs too. Yeah. You came to the right place, but we'll see you at the Hurricane Party. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, man. Peace.
All right, man. Take care. Be good. Coolie Ranx live from his. We've been talking to a lot of people in their home offices today. We went from Wango Tango, the Motor City Madman, Ted Nugent, to the mild-mannered, ultra-intelligent, and I'm fanboying crazy lead singer of Pilfers and the Toasters, Coolie Ranx.
Yeah.
That's a wild. That's a huge, crazy swath.
It was funny to listen to Coolie on an interview with like I said, this podcast, and they're like talking to about Grand Theft Auto, which obviously that's not a special thing. He was like, I just voiced and then the guy's like, some of our listeners may be interested to hear that you're also a musician.
Well, also, why wouldn't you have led with that? Like, how do you not know?
Because his audience only cares about Grand Theft Auto.
But I mean, like reggae, or if you're just doing research, how do you not know the Toasters?
Yeah, well, I guess.
I mean, the Toasters are almost like top of the top. Like Bucket from Toasters is like is ska. That's like the
but if you don't know ska, you have never. I bet if you mention Toasters,
I get
to
mad
most people
at people
don't know.
that say they like music, When you say to me you like music and you don't know a little bit about all music, I get really mad at you.
Well,
I don't like that.
They like the music that they like.
I like the music that I like, but
they
I
don't
also,
care about anything else.
I find out a little bit I know a little bit about even classical. I know a little bit about like pianists. I know something about Josh Groban.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You gotta, if you're gonna say you like music, then like music.
Yeah, or we should preface it by saying I like my music. Not all music. Anyway, let's take a break. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time.